I never knew one night could shatter my entire life. I never knew the people I loved most could turn into strangers. But the day they betrayed me, something inside me woke up, something fierce, something broken, something unstoppable. This is the story of how I crawled out of the darkness they threw me into. My name is Zoe Hart, and the night everything broke didn't warn me. I just walked into my mother's house holding a little dessert tray, smiling like an idiot. I called out, "Mom? I'm here," but no one answered. The place felt too quiet, like it was holding a breath it didn't want me to hear. I stepped toward the kitchen, saying, "Liam? You said you'd help me set the table." I pushed the door open, and my heart seemed to crawl right out of my chest. Liam was kissing Kayla. Not a confused, accidental brush. Not some stupid joke. His hands were on her waist. Her arms were looped around his neck. They were completely lost in each other, like I didn't even exist on this planet. I didn't scream. I didn't breathe. I just whispered, "Are you serious right now?" Liam jerked back so fast he almost tripped. "Zoe, wait, it's not what it looks like." Kayla wiped her mouth with that arrogant little smirk she always had. "Relax," she said softly, "you came early." I stared at her. "Early? You mean you scheduled this?" Liam reached for me. "It just happened, okay? We were talking, emotions got high, and your tongue slipped into her mouth." I snapped. "That kind of accident." Kayla laughed under her breath. "You're being dramatic." "Dramatic?" My voice cracked. "That's my boyfriend." "That's enough," my mother said behind me, her tone strangely calm. "Zoe, don't turn this into a scene." I spun around at her. "A scene? Mom, did you see what they were doing?" She crossed her arms like I was a toddler whining. "You always overreact. Maybe talk it out before exploding." I felt my chest tighten. "You're defending them?" She sighed. "I'm asking you to act mature." I looked at my stepfather, Mark, standing behind her. "And you? Do you have anything to say?" He shrugged. "Kids make mistakes. Let them explain." Liam stepped closer. "Zoe, please. You know I love you." I backed away so hard my shoulder hit the fridge. "You do not get to say that." Kayla tilted her head. "Zoe, maybe if you paid attention to him." My voice broke. "Shut up. Just shut up." She rolled her eyes. "See? This is why he—" "Kayla," Liam warned, but it was too late. I felt my knees weaken. "So this wasn't the first time," I whispered. They all froze. My mother said, "Zoe, don't start imagining things again." "Imagining?" I shook my head. "Mom, you watched Liam kiss your stepdaughter and you're blaming me?" Grace suddenly appeared at the door, breathless. "Zoe, what's going on? You weren't answering your phone." I turned to her, tears already falling. "Grace, they were kissing." Her eyes widened. "Liam." "Kayla. You're joking." Kayla smiled like this was a game. "It's really not that deep." Grace stepped between us. "Oh, I think it's exactly that deep." Liam groaned. "Can everyone stop attacking us?" "Zoe, babe, come outside. Let me talk to you alone." I wiped my face. "Don't call me babe." He reached for my hand again. "Please. You know I didn't mean." "You meant every second of it," I said. "Your body doesn't move like that by accident." Kayla crossed her arms. "People kiss. Get over it." Grace snapped, "Kayla, shut your mouth." My mother pointed at me. "Zoe, if you leave now, you're making things worse." I stared at her, feeling something finally snap. "No, Mom. You made things worse years ago when you chose her over me every single time." Her jaw clenched. "That's unfair. Is it?" I whispered. "Because right now you're watching my boyfriend cheat on me in your kitchen, and you're still defending her." Liam rubbed his face. "Zoe, please don't do this." I backed toward the door. "I'm done listening." Grace moved with me, grabbing my arm gently. "Let's go." "You don't need this," Kayla muttered, always running away. I looked at her one last time. "No." I'm finally walking away. I stepped outside, the cold air hitting my skin like a slap. My chest kept tightening, my breath shaking, my whole world sinking under my feet. But somewhere inside the cracks, something new began to breathe. Something small. Something fierce. And as I walked down the driveway, I whispered to myself, they broke me, but they won't get to keep me broken. 4 days after overhearing Kayla, something inside me shifted. The crying slowed. The shaking eased. I didn't feel healed, but I felt awake. One morning, I looked at my reflection and whispered, "What do I want?" My voice answered back, "Not them." So I went to my mother's house. She opened the door with a frown. "Zoe, why are you here?" "I need to talk to you," I said. She sighed. "If this is about Liam." "It's about you," I cut in. Her eyebrows lifted. "Me?" "Yes." My hands trembled, but my voice didn't. "You've chosen Kayla over me my entire life." She groaned. "Zoe, not this again." "I'm not asking for comfort," I said sharply. "I'm telling you how your choices affected me." She folded her arms. "I did the best I could." "No," I whispered. "You did what was easiest. And it was easier to blame me than to disappoint Kayla." She looked away, jaw tight. "Why bring this up now?" "Because I'm done pretending it didn't hurt." She stared at me like she didn't recognize me. "You're being dramatic again." For the first time, her words didn't crush me. They didn't even sting. I just nodded. "Okay. If that's what you think, then there's nothing left to say." I walked past her, grabbed the last of my things from the guest room, and headed for the door. She called after me, "Zoe, you're overreacting." I looked back once. No. I'm finally reacting. I closed the door and didn't look back. Next was Liam. He opened the apartment door, looking shocked. "Zoe, you came." "I need closure," I said. He stepped closer. "Baby, I messed up, but we can fix this." "No," I said. "We can't." He blinked. "At least let me explain." "You did," I said. "Every time you lied. Every time you touched someone else. Every time you blamed me." He swallowed hard. "You're cold. I learned from you." He reached out, but I stepped back. "Zoe, please don't do this." "I already did," I said. "I'm done." He stared at me, stunned. "You don't mean that." "I do." I pulled out my phone and blocked his number right in front of him. "Goodbye, Liam." His voice cracked. "Wait, Zoe." But I closed the door on him too. After that, things got quieter. Still painful, but clear. Grace hugged me when I told her. Finally, she whispered, "I'm proud of you." Ethan gave me a small smile. "Took courage." I shrugged. It didn't feel like courage. Just survival. He looked at me gently. "Sometimes they're the same thing." We started spending more time together, late-night movies, walks, quiet talks. He never pushed, never asked for more. Just existed beside me. And for once, someone's presence felt like safety instead of pressure. One night, I said, "Liam always told me writing wasn't a real skill." Ethan raised an eyebrow. "Do you believe him?" "No." "Then do something with it." I laughed nervously. "Like what?" Grace popped her head into the room. "A writing program. Zoe, that thing you showed me months ago, apply." I hesitated. "What if I'm not good enough?" Ethan shook his head. "Stop letting broken people decide your worth." So I applied. A week later, I got in. I screamed so loud Grace ran from the kitchen yelling, "What happened?" I laughed and shoved the acceptance email at her. I got in. She hugged me tight. "Yes, yes, yes." Ethan just grinned. "Told you." My first day in the program felt unreal. Professor Hayes, tall and soft-spoken, said gently, "You have a raw voice, Zoe. Don't dim it." I felt myself smile. "Thank you. I'm trying." In class, I met Maya, a girl with warm eyes and a gentle voice. She sat beside me and whispered, "You look nervous." "I am," I admitted. "Good," she said. "It means you care." We talked after class, and for the first time in weeks, I felt something new, hope. Meanwhile, Karma worked quietly. Grace showed me a screenshot one night. Look. Liam had posted, "Lost my job today." Rough week. I blinked. He got fired. Ethan nodded. Apparently he was flirting with clients. Company didn't like it. My stomach twisted, not with pity, but with clarity. He was finally facing consequences. A few days later, Grace showed me another message. And guess what? Kayla got caught stealing from her boss. I stared at her. You're kidding. Nope. Security cameras don't lie. I leaned back, exhaling. Wow. Grace smirked. Karma doesn't play. I looked out the window, the night air cool against my face, and whispered, and I didn't have to do a thing. For the first time, the weight on my chest began to lift. I was choosing myself. And it felt like breathing for the first time. 3 months passed before I stepped foot near my mother's house again. I came only to collect the last of my things: old journals, some clothes, a box of childhood photos. Nothing emotional. Nothing I couldn't leave behind if I needed to. When I knocked, my mother opened the door with a stiff smile. So, you finally decided to come home. This isn't home, I said softly. I'm just here for my stuff. She frowned. Zoe, don't start with that attitude. I'm not starting anything. I'm finishing. I walked inside, and the house felt the same but smaller, like I'd outgrown the air. Kayla was on the couch, scrolling through her phone. When she saw me, her eyes widened. Oh, you came back. I told you I would, I said. I left things here. She crossed her arms. Look, Zoe, about everything that happened, it wasn't all my fault. I kept walking. Sure. She stood up. I'm serious. Liam came on to me too. I didn't force anything. I looked at her calmly. Kayla, I'm not here to fight you. So you blame me for everything, she snapped. Typical. I sighed. I don't blame you for everything. I blame you for your part. The rest belongs to Liam. Right on cue, the front door burst open. Zoe. Liam rushed in like he'd been waiting outside. His eyes were red, his voice shaky. Thank God you're here. I froze. Why are you here? He held out his hands. Please. Just listen. You can yell at me, hit me, whatever, just don't walk away again. I'm not yelling or hitting you, I said. And I'm not here for you. He shook his head frantically. Zoe, I made a mistake. A huge mistake. Losing you destroyed me. I studied him. His hair was messy, his clothes wrinkled. He looked like someone who had been drowning for weeks. Liam, I said quietly, you destroyed us long before I left. He stepped closer. But I can be better. I swear. I'm getting help. I'm going to therapy. I think about you every single day. That's your burden, I said. Not mine. He flinched. Zoe, please. Kayla scoffed loudly behind him. Unbelievable. You're still obsessed with her? Liam turned on her. You ruined everything. She gasped. Me? You're the one who kissed me. You kissed me first, he yelled. They started arguing like two kids fighting over a toy. My mother rubbed her temples. I stared at all three of them, the chaos, the excuses, the finger-pointing, and for the first time, I felt absolutely nothing. No pain. No anger. Just clarity. Stop, I said quietly. They all turned to me. I breathed in slowly. All of you. Stop. My mother frowned. Zoe, don't speak to us like. This is my moment, I said. You had yours. Liam swallowed hard. Just tell me what to do to fix this. You can't, I said. Because it's not broken anymore. He frowned. What does that mean? It means, I whispered, I healed without you. Silence. Heavy, stunned silence. My mother stepped forward, her arms crossed. You're acting ungrateful. After everything we did for you. I turned to her. Mom, guilt stopped working on me. Her eyes widened in shock. Kayla threw up her hands. So what? You're perfect now? You forgive yourself and suddenly you're better than us? No, I said gently. Not better. Just free. Liam's voice cracked. Zoe, if you walk out now. I'm choosing myself, I said. He lowered his head, his voice trembling. Doesn't that include forgiveness? It does, I said. I forgive you. He looked up, hope flickering. I added, but forgiveness doesn't mean friendship. Or love. Or access. His face crumbled. Kayla muttered, whatever. You think you're a saint. I forgive you too, I said. She stared at me as if she didn't understand English. My mother's voice softened. And me. Yes, I said. I forgive you. She whispered, then stay. I shook my head. Forgiveness isn't a chain. It's a door. I picked up my box of things, held it against my chest, and walked toward the exit. No one stopped me. Outside, the air felt different, lighter, kinder. Grace and Ethan were waiting in the car. Grace waved frantically. Did you survive? I smiled. More than survive. Ethan opened the car door for me. You okay? Yeah, I said, settling in. For the first time. I think I am. As we drove away, I looked out the window at the shrinking house, the house that once held all my broken pieces. I whispered to myself, to the girl I used to be, you survived. You rose. You won. And this time, I believed it.